Good morning, all you fine people and FPHL fans everywhere. I am Gary Ryan here with you with another edition of the Fed League Flash for Sunday, April 2nd. This is everything you need to know about the Fed in 15 minutes or less, hence the Flash part. Flash has nothing to do with me because I'm old and slow. All right. Okay, so yesterday we had another full slate of games in the FPHL, and few surprises. The first one, and now I was at the Binghamton Black Bears game yesterday, so I had to spend a lot of time kind of going back and getting stats. On the drive back home, I was able to take in the tail end of the first game we'll be talking about tonight, which is the Delaware versus Watertown bout, and quite a surprise. Well, one thing was a surprise. The end result 6-1 in favor of the Delaware Thunder. So, there's a lot of speculation out there. Is, next couple of weeks, is this Delaware Swan song? We're not going to get into that tonight or today, excuse me. But for a while, it was looking like Delaware was going to pull out a shutout. It was 5-0, and Colton McGuire ends up breaking up the shutout bid at the 16:08 mark of the third. How bizarre would that have been as far as Delaware, the last 5 or 6 games of the year, getting a shutout win? Almost happened. Now, the FPHL website gives credit for the goaltending stats and the third star to Trevor Martin. Trevor Martin did not play last night. FPHL, please get everything fixed and repaired. Spencer Kozlowski has been en fuego for the Thunder, and I am not saying that lightly. 50 saves last night. Consider this. This is the stat that will blow your minds. Spencer Kozlowski has saved 230 shots in the last 240 minutes played. 230 shots. We're almost averaging a shot per minute, and Kozlowski has saved most. So this guy is for real. Trevor Martin, obviously, he's the real deal. Delaware has not been performing well, but they continue to turn out great goaltenders. I don't know where Charlie Pence finds these guys, but amazing. So Kozlowski is like my player of the night. So yeah, he gets the credit, not Trevor Martin. Not putting anything down on Trevor Martin, but Colton McGuire, he breaks up the shutout bid. But in the meantime, for the Thunder, Marquise Grant-Mentis, he got 2 goals and 2 assists to lead the way for the Thunder offensively, who got 41 shots themselves. Houston Wilson also chipped in 3 assists. And so that's a nice statement win for Delaware. Watertown, they're trying to secure their place in the playoffs. They're already in the playoffs, but they're trying to improve on their position and having a hard time of it lately. All right, on to the Continental Division we go, and Port Huron and Motor City clash for the final time. 16 games this year that the teams have played each other, the Battle of I-94, and the final round goes to the Rockers 5-4. And so they end up sweeping the weekend, and for the year, they won 9 of the 16 contests. Declan Conway had himself a hattie. Scott Koash had three helpings of apples. Matt Stoya for the Prowlers had 2 goals and an assist himself, so he had a good night. And what I thought was really good news, Friday night, Evan Foley took a shot off the foot and hobbled off, did not return in the third period of action. on Friday, and I was concerned that he might be out for a while, but he played, got himself a goal too. So it was good to see Foley back in the lineup for the Prowlers, not missing a beat. Blake Scott, 2 wins on the weekend. The Rockers were without Trevor Babin, and Scott played very well. So Motor City now, their magic number to solidify the third spot is 1 point. Of course, we don't know who their opponent will be in the playoff. That's still to be decided. Based on the fact that Columbus and Carolina are going head to head, neck and neck. Mississippi traveled to the the Thunderbirds' home, the Annex, for this weekend. Tonight, last night was the second of 3 games, and Carolina came out on top again, 6-3 this time. So they're back within 4 points of division leading Columbus in the standings, and of course 4 head-to-head games on the docket. Peter Panicek and Jan Salak, 2 goals and 2 assists each. Gus Ford chipped in another goal and 2 assists to solidify his stranglehold on top scorer position for the Fed. And Boris Babic, he saved 73 of 78 shots over the weekend in 2 games. Of course, Carolina is without Mario Cavalier, still battling the back injury. Philip Wong had a goal and an assist for the visiting Seawolves. Just unfortunately was not enough last night. And then we go to Elmira. Danbury easily handled Elmira 6-2. This was kind of a penalty minute marred game. There were 2 fights between Daniel Amesbury and Justin Schmidt, which of course, that's a big highlight reel. I have not seen any footage of either fight yet. Gonna have to check that out this afternoon. Daniel McKittrick had 2 goals, including the game winner for the Hat Tricks. Michael Marchesen, 2 goals and an assist. He is now, I believe, I'm going to have to check the Danbury team stats. I believe he is now tied with Johnny Ruiz as the team's leading scorer. So I'm going to have to verify that, though. Stavros Soilis had 2 goals. There were back-to-back goals for Elmira. And unfortunately, Elmira not able to generate a whole lot of offense. Only got 20 shots on goal. Now, Danbury, I've said it a couple times. They only have 4 true defensive, but they have a solid defensive system in place. And it really showed this weekend. In 2 games, Danbury only surrendered a grand total of 36 shots, 16 to Watertown Friday night, and then last night 20 shots to Elmira. So Danbury continues to roll on. Obviously, they're locked into that top seed, in the Empire Division. Elmira still trying to climb its way out of 4th and possibly into the 3rd spot, but they're running out of games in which to do that. The River Dragons, they played Watertown last night, took on, 2 nights ago. I'm a day behind. 2 nights ago, easily handled Watertown, and then last night they made their way down to Binghamton, down I-81, and Binghamton came out with a very good statement win. As I said, I was at this game. It was a 5-3 count in favor of the Black Bears. This was a very enjoyable game in that there was a lot of offensive flow by both teams, a lot of free skating, a lot of open ice, a decent amount of shots. Shots were 46-36 in favor of Binghamton, but it was a very clean game, so it was a lot of fun to watch that. Big statement win, though, for Binghamton, who had been struggling recently. And, the top team in the Continental Division comes in, and Binghamton took care of business. Josh Pietrantonio had a goal and an assist for the River Dragons, as did Chad Lopez and Colin Fitzgerald for Binghamton. Um, Shout out to Colin Fitzgerald. I don't think I've been watching Binghamton all year, obviously. Uh, I don't think I've seen Fitzgerald just have so much fun out there skating as I saw last night with him, with his flow and everything. It was a very fun game and very enjoyable to watch. It was nice seeing a game that wasn't marred by a whole bunch of penalties or undisciplined play. So, very fun game. All right, so today we have two games on tap, and I'm going to be talking about them, reviewing them tomorrow. Mississippi completing the 3-game series in Carolina, 4:05 this afternoon. Carolina wins. They climb to within 1 point of the division lead and setting up an epic battle for first in the Continental Division for the final 2 weeks. Delaware is again in Watertown, 6:30 this evening. It's kind of an odd time for a Sunday game. Watertown really needs to find a way of winning in the worst possible way. Right now, it's like, who wants the number 3 seed in the Empire Division? Watertown is 1-8-1 in their last 10. Elmira is 2-7-1 in the last 10. So both those teams really need to get going to gear into the playoffs. All right, so as we look at the standings, okay, games left are in black there on the one side. Most teams are down to 4 games left. There's a few examples or exceptions, excuse me. Carolina and Mississippi, of course, are playing each other today, so that will take all the Continental Division teams down to 4 games left. Watertown still had a couple games to make up, so they're playing the 1 game today, and then in a couple of Wednesdays, they're making up the other game against Elmira. So, but yeah, Danbury and the Black Bears are locked in position. Motor City pretty much has 3rd place locked up. Again, they only need 1 more point, and the matchups to watch the next 2 weeks are going to be those River Dragons Thunderbirds matchups. Those are going to be a lot of fun, really high energy, a lot at stake in those games. So there we go with the standings. Last thing I want to leave with, it goes back to what we were talking about before with the first game that we were discussing, the Delaware Watertown game. As of the time that I am doing this, which is about 10:30 Sunday morning, the game has still not been cleared or finalized by the off-ice officials in Watertown. Somehow, some way, that communication between off-ice officials and the league needs to improve for next season. And I'm not picking on Watertown because I saw this happen with a lot of different places. It's happened in Danbury a number of times. It's happened a couple times in Binghamton. It's happened a couple times in Mississippi. It's just like the reports don't get finalized and electronically sent to the league offices. So then you don't have complete information on the league site. I'm hoping that somewhere along the line over the course of the offseason that the league figures out how to improve that communication. Anyway, that's it for the Sunday edition of the Fed League Flash. I appreciate all you guys watching and tuning in, and thank you for all your encouragement. Please make sure to hit like and subscribe. And remember, Wednesday we'll be doing a Spotify audio-only edition, but every other day we're here on YouTube, so check us out. Appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. Have yourself a great weekend, and keep your head up, keep your stick on the ice, and be excellent to each other.